Hey guys, I made a video before on how to set up an Eachine 250 with the Turnigy 9X receiver and set it up with the Turnigy basically receiver and transmitter. This time I'm gonna set it up with FrSky receiver and transmitter. The receiver in this case is V8R72. So basically the first drone, the Eachine I showed you in the previous videos, I don't have it anymore. It flew away, disappeared, and so I ordered another one. It's much cheaper to order another Eachine than building one from scratch because it got an expensive
inactivity alarm.
It got expensive video transmitter, it got the camera on board, and for the price you can't really beat what Eachine has to offer. So basically this time I'm using one of those mini receivers. It's really lightweight, and it has basically 8 pins coming out of here, but first when I take it out of the box I have to sync it with the transmitter right here, so with the Turnigy transmitter. So the way we sync it is we have to put the jumper on pin 1 and 2, alright, then we have to apply power to it. So let me first read how much power it can take maximum. Alright, so by the way, this is only 5 grams total, this receiver. It came directly from FrSky. Yeah, so basically this should be fine. This is just 4.8 volts, usual receiver voltages. And here the minus is right here on the bottom row, plus is in the middle, and the signal on the top. So we have to apply the power. I'm just applying the power right here. So we see it being red. Now I have to power up my
Welcome to OpenTX
transmitter. And basically I have to make a new model, and I already made a new model right here. It's called Eachine, but then it took forever to type in. So we go into the, hold on, let me focus it. Right. So we go into the Eachine. Exit. So we select Eachine, okay? Then we go into the model setup. So you basically click on page. So here, let's start again. So you go into the page, you go into the menu, you enter this guy, you go into the page, it goes to the model setup. Now click on on plus, and make sure this is set to D8, because this could be set to D16, because on my other drones I'm flying in 16 channel output. This one is only 8 channel output. So make sure it says D8, alright? So we press enter on D8, we scroll down a little bit, and we say bind right here, so we press bind, and the red light blinks right there, so we press enter. Okay, now we exit out of this bind. Now we disconnect the power from here, we remove the jumper pin on number 1. Okay, now we connect the power, and you see we get a green light right there, meaning it's all talking to the Taranis. if you shut down Taranis, the green light goes away, the red comes on. If you power up back
Welcome
Taranis,
to OpenTX.
it should show us green light right there. It means it's all talking, communicating to the Taranis. So let me shut down the Taranis. Let me shut down the receiver. Okay, so that's how you sync in the Taranis to the FrSky receiver. So now the wiring is kind of tricky. I've seen some pictures where, I mean, it's been a couple of months since I set up the Eachine, the last Eachine on Turingy, and there I set up it in a way how different from the way how the Banggood shows. So let me set it up again the way how I used to set it up, and here how it goes. So the channel number one is going to be white on top, black on the bottom, like that. That's channel number one. Now the channel number two is going to be a blue one, and the blue one has to be towards the center right there. So that's a blue one. And the thing is, for some reason on Banggood it shows that the green one is the next one to go, but I will set it up the way I used to set it up, and I will put this yellow guy right there, the one that's fourth wire from the pin, from the black, and I will set it up on number 3, because I think that's the way how it was supposed to meant to work. So the next one I'm gonna put green. If for some reason it's not gonna fly, I will switch them around. So green is the next one, then the yellow one, which is closer to the back right there, this one. So green, I mean yellow, and the next one is black. Black is auxiliary, but I'm not sure what it does. Come on. Okay, so that's that. Now there is one extra cable I could not figure out what exactly does it do. On my prior Eachine build, I think it has something to do with the light, so I will just connect it right now to channel number 7, just so that, come on. It's really not enough spacing for all of them, and I don't want to be breaking any pins, so I will connect to channel number 8, like that. Again, black on the bottom because that's ground, and white on the top because that's the signal. Alright, so that's that. Now, again, if you refer to my prior videos of Eachine 250 build, let's put the jumpers away. One here. Okay. And the way how I installed it was that I basically had a zip tie running here, and there was a basically zip tie, and to zip tie attached the antennas. Those antennas are kind of more flexible, so I might attach them in this kind of way here, something like that, like that. You know what, actually it would be wiser to go through that. And the thing is, your antennas have to be pointing upwards. If they point downwards like that, downwards, not upwards, you're going to be losing about 80% of the entire signal. And because this video transmitter is the most powerful video transmitter out there, you're probably going to be flying far, 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 far away, and the only limitation is basically positioning of the antenna on your receiver. Now, I read the reviews that some of those FrSky's, these particular ones, the mini ones, they have tendencies to crap out over longer distances, but I'm just gonna take my chances and see. Okay, so come on, keep going. Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys that flying FrSky Taranis is much easier than flying the Turnigy, because for some reason I had no luck to control anything with Turnigy, so I sold my receiver and transmitter and everything else that has anything to do with Turnigy, and I purchased the FrSky. It finally came from China. Took a while. So yeah, I mean, if you have money to spend, make sure to buy the Taranis FrSky. In 2015, it's about $200, but your flying skill is gonna increase tremendously. I mean, the biggest basically improvement in flying came from basically getting a Taranis FrSky receiver and transmitter. The only way you want to go with Turnigy if you have an RC car, or if you have or if you have a sailing yacht, like a boat. So, and I've been using Turnigy on a sailing boat, and it done wonders. I mean, I really have no complaints against using Turnigy on a boat. So yeah, I mean, that's, I think, the way how it's best for me right now. Something like that. But I think it might be touching the props right here, so I will move it slightly backwards. Now you should understand something, that this drone is being shipped with the 1500 milliamps battery, and it's 25C. So it's not really made for anything heavier than that, because it's gonna be tail heavy, and being tail heavy, it's not gonna fly well on anything basically larger than 1.5 battery. And by the way, 1.5 battery is there's really nothing wrong with it. I mean, I've been flying on 1.5 battery just fine, and but instead of attaching the GoPro, attach a Mobius camera here, because it's gonna be much less weight. Again, if you're gonna be shoving a big battery inside, you need to be aware that there is a USB port right there in the middle, where your battery gonna basically smash into, and so you have to put some tape on the end of the battery, so that USB port won't be smashed. So there is the USB port. You see that metal in the middle right there, metal part. So yeah, let's keep going. Alright, by the way, that's one of the batteries that's done charging. So, to my disappointment, 1.5 battery from Zippy is too long. Because it's too long, it's probably gonna put more weight on the back. So let's see if it's gonna be. So you see, it doesn't want to fit well. So don't buy the 1.5 Zippy batteries because they don't fit in the back of this guy at all. And I have too many of those, and that sucks. Maybe I could. Yeah, because after the last drone, I figured I need more batteries when this one comes in. So we got soldering right there in the back, which holds this guy in place. So what we need to do, if you got a Zippy battery like that, you might want to cut this shrink right here, so that the cables would be more easily bent forward. So something like that. So yeah, I mean, don't buy the batteries from Hobby King, because I bought this one, I figured it's gonna be fitting just fine, but I was wrong. It's not the perfect fit, but it's not that heavy. I mean, that's a good thing. So I should be able to fly. On it just fine. Because having just one battery that came with the drone is not really enough. I can tell you that for sure. You need at least 3 or 4 to have a good day or evening after work. So okay, let's remove more of that shrink. Alright, and a little bit more. Okay. I think it would be better if I shove it like that. Okay, and that way it does fit like that. So maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I overreacted. So hold on. Okay, so another problem is this zip tie is not really made for batteries this thin. So it's not gonna hold the battery in place well. So you need to work out some other zip tie. I mean, some other way of locking it in place, because this one is for a fatter battery, for the OEM battery. So you have to just basically put a second tie right here on the back to secure batteries that long. And this cable right here is just not perfect in place. And this one might be hitting a prop. So let's take it out of here. Let's put it like that, see if it's gonna fit like that. See if we can move this guy to the bottom and move this guy this way. Okay, so that's basically the way how it's gonna be. Again, it becomes a tail heavy slightly. The improvement on this model is there is no more Eachine sign right here. That Eachine sign was probably making it even more tail heavy. But the one I got a couple months ago was a much better build than this one. This one seems to be a lot crappier built. I don't know what happened. but there are extra zip ties that exposed, so I'm not sure, maybe the quality went down. I mean, here it's already falling apart. So again, the quality went downhill, right? So the production date is 2015. Here, hold on. Come on. Yeah, let me manually focus it. Right there. 08/29. So it's just been built like a month ago. Okay, so here I want to make sure the antenna gonna be out of this place. I need this to go to right here. By the way, the prices on Valkyros came down a lot, so for like 260 to 70 you could get the one with the transmitter, with the Diva transmitter, and I guess this one gonna go towards the light, and the light is right here, I guess. So that's gonna on off the light. So if you're flying line of sight, the lights help a lot. If you're flying in your goggles, then you actually don't need the lights. So it's just gonna be taking your power. So come on. Come on. By the way, Valkyra is a really nice drone. It's really nicely built. There is no way you can make something like that at home. I mean, the slimness of the design, everything is basically the way how it's supposed to be. Okay, so I hope that's the proper place for it. So let's see. Let me get one of the props and see, maybe the props are gonna be hitting it. So no, that's here is good. Here is fine. How far is this one? So you have to be securing this guy in there as well. Someplace here, so it wouldn't become undone. Maybe like that. Yeah, so wrap it around and plug it in right there. Okay. So basically you connect those guys, one right there, this one right here. Again, I could not figure out, this on off is basically your lights on off, and I couldn't figure out what's the extra two auxiliary ports are for. But for right now we're just installing this stuff, and I want it to be slightly loose. I don't want any wires to be stretching around here. Antennas are pretty much safe, away from harm. So let me find the pad for it. The pad, okay, where's the pads at? Come on. Okay. So guys, I mean, if you're in Chicago, come on over. I would love to meet you guys. I would like to race you guys, and you know, we could go out, have some fun. I usually fly at Palatine Airfield. And if you have any questions about drone manufacturing, I've been building drones for quite some time, and I build pretty much everything there is to build. So you could see some of my videos. I've been building the 500 S500, the 450 frame, and with everything, the OSD, with the tilt controls, with everything. So here, let's put this guy, you know what, hold on, maybe, just maybe, it would be wiser, hold on, like that, it would be wiser to run this guy not here, don't pull on the wires because it's all flimsy stuff. Okay, I was thinking if I could run this wiring right here, it will be away from prop danger of any sort. So like that, and might look a bit better built. So like that, and like that. Alright, so run the wires through the top plate right here, and let's run this guy here. One thing is that in case you're not gonna figure out what that wire is for, you need to put a buzzer on your drone, because the buzzer will help you find it once it flies away and crashes someplace far. And trust me, once it crashes someplace far, there is no way you're gonna find this small drone in tall grass or on the tree. That's the way I lost my previous one. So a buzzer is a must, which is that's what I'm gonna do right now. Go online and order a couple of buzzers, because some of my other drones don't have buzzers too. And I keep forgetting to ordering them, and they work fine. I mean, I found a couple of times I ended up using it, and it was, if it wouldn't be for a buzzer, I would not be able to find my drone. And that particular drone is so freaking expensive. I mean, you can see some of my videos, you can see what I'm talking about. That I spent so much time on it, so much money. I mean, if I lose this one, I'm only out of like 170, 180 bucks because of the receiver. But if I lose one of the other drones, again, $5 buzz are gonna do a whole bunch of a world of difference. Okay, so come on, come on, come on. It's not working out. Hold on. Okay, so like that seems to be much better. Now let's put this pad right here on the bottom. Take this thing off. This is the pads I use. They are the best pads there are, but they're kind of pricey, but you could use any pad you want. It just reduces the... Did I use the wrong side for it? Oh no. No. How could I? Did I or did I not? Come on. Yeah, I did use the wrong side when I was putting it on. And like that, and like that. So, and let's put the zip tie on it. Look. Okay. Come on. Like that. Okay. Let's put. Alright, what's one other thing I usually do? I put the little pad on the top as well. Alright, since I don't have the other pads anywhere, I mean I have it someplace, it's gonna take me some time to find it. Oh, look what I found, hold on. this would be a nice zip tie for the. This is from one of the laptop wires. Let's see if it's gonna. Oh, wonderful! That would be awesome if it's gonna work for me. Let's see, like that. Like ay. Okay, like that. Wow, it does work. Yep, wonderful. Now it doesn't hold well. We're gonna use one of those, but I need to put some padding on the top right there, so it would grab onto the let's see, maybe more like that, more like that, and like that. That doesn't do much. You know, hold on. Okay, something about like that. Okay. And trust me, the battery on my drones fell out not once, not twice, but many times. So securing a battery in place is really something that you're supposed to take not slightly, but you have to be serious about it. Okay, too long, so I need to cut it someplace like that. So let's cut it. Let's cut it here. Okay. So, yep. Wonderful. Now, in order for the battery not to slide back and forth, you need to put some tape on it, on the battery itself here and there under there, so that the tape is what's going to be grabbing onto this fastener. So that's that. Let me connect this guy first. Okay. Oh yeah, what I wanted to do is those are the pricey pads. I don't like to use them much because they are pricey, but in this case, because I'm making a video, I might here do this like that, like that, like that. Alright, so that the zip tie won't be moving back and forth, you wanna put one of those pads on it, on this thing right here, to prevent the zip tie from moving back and forth. Now let's see, like that. And we wanna put the zip tie somewhere like that. No? Like that. And I wanna see the green light or the red light, so the zip tie is gonna be slightly at an angle here. So move it like that, move it more in. And yeah. I think that's good enough. The receiver is not gonna go anywhere. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, this wire you could basically put something like that, so it won't be moving around right here. And then you connect it like that, and it's all good to go. Now the video transmitter, you screw on like that. Don't overscrew it, but it should be like that. So now you think you're ready, but no, you're not ready. The thing is, you have to upload software to the motherboard right there. So the way you do that, you need a USB cable. By the way, the camera is adjustable right here. The way you adjust it is basically by moving basically by slightly loosening the top screws. I believe those two screws and those two screws. You slightly loosen it and move the camera back and forth. Refer to my previous video about how I moved it on the previous drone, but basically that's the way how you adjust it. But here it seems like it's already moved the way how it's supposed to be. It's slightly at an angle, so when I'm flying forward it's going to be already showing exactly what I want to see. You see the camera is already slightly at an angle, so right now I'm just going to let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Okay. Now, don't put on the props yet because you still have to configure the software. Well, let me remove this guy. And what I'm talking about is here. You want to put little tape on top here. Yeah, so you know, this one turns out to be fitting just fine. Hold on, let's see. And they are about $8 on Hobby King. Come on, are you gonna be zooming in or not? Here. About $8 if you registered. If you spend more than $1,000 or $2,000, I think. I mean, I don't think it goes by price. I think it goes by how many orders you made. I made over like 20 orders, so I have a discount on those. So for me, they are $8. For you, they might be also $8. They give like 10 or 20% discount for parts. So here, that's for the rear holder right there, and for the front holder, you wanna do also one of those wraparounds. So I'm seeing where it's at right there, and I'm just adding so it would just hold a bit better. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Just want to show you the point here, like that, like that. Again, the rear tie is pointless here. I mean, this one. I am not sure how. So yeah, basically make it so that it wouldn't be bouncing around inside. Because if the battery bounces around, by the way, this zip tie didn't do a good job. There's too much looseness in there. So we want to move it slightly in. Because on the vibration it's all gonna loosen up and fall apart. So No, it should be fine, it's fixable. Do you see blackness behind in the back of it? Yeah, I mean, it's all bypassable, it's all fixable. Sure, I know. I mean, it's again, it's fixable. I mean, you see it every day here, so don't worry about it. Right, you just have to bypass the shortages. The shortage is gonna work fine. Yes, yeah, if you send just the motherboard is only $60. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna test it, make sure it works. If you get it back and it doesn't work, you're gonna refund the money back to you. It's no big deal. But it should work, so I mean, it's, every day we see exactly the same thing. So, and you're not the only one with this issue. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you. Yep. Bye. All right. So business was calling. Anyways. So yeah. Now, one thing that you might want to do here is this, because there's a little padding right there left. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Hold on. Let's see. All right. While browsing for some other stuff here, what I found is this. This seems like a mount for this guy, which I had here for quite some time. And yeah, it's called the UAD, and I never used it, which is and I think the antennas here are made to go like that. Oh, you know what, it mounts probably like that. Yeah, if it mounts like that, how in the world am I gonna change the battery then? Maybe like that. And yeah, I mean, I can't even So yeah, this thing, it's actually for the back, would be like that probably, but the access to the battery is not isn't gonna work out for me. Maybe here, not, maybe like that. Yeah, only if I'm gonna put it in the other way like that, that would be a good holder for antennas. But I guess for another drone, so it's not on this one. So what I was saying is this. to make this guy slightly fatter, what I'm gonna put in is one of those pads here. Like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit tape on it so it wouldn't be sticking out in there. So here, like that. Let's see. Well, almost. Here, let's figure it out. Here. Now let's put more here, and here, like that. That's gonna make the height of it larger. Okay. Those are the cheap sticky pads I usually use, but they don't really stick well, but they are thick enough to reduce the vibration. Alrighty, so here, tape. Okay, pick up that. Alright, so now if I wanna shove this guy in there. No, come on. Too big? Okay. So maybe I overdid it on this end here. Or maybe not. Let's put this guy here. Let's put this guy there. Okay. So now it holds. So now we pretty much only need one zip tie, but second zip tie never hurts. I mean, a second tie like that. And like that. So yeah. Sounds good. So that we would plug it in like that, and it's pretty much ready to fly. Now the thing is, you need to upload the software for it. So in the way we upload the software is by having a USB cable running to so there are USB cables like that, and there are USB cables like that. One of those is micro, another one is mini USB. I guess this is micro, this is mini, but I might be wrong. So you need this one. You connect it to the back. I mean, to not the back, but here. I'll show you in a second where to that USB port inside. Alright. So once you connect that, let's find the program. It's called OpenPilot GCS. Whatever it means. So let's see about OpenPilot. This is 2.02. That's the version that required me to fly the previous one. So we go into the vehicle setup wizard. So you remove all props. Next. So same version. Okay, I guess upgrade. Next. Okay, here we got PWM, not S-bus, so should not PPM. So here PWM. Here we have multi-rotor. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Standard AC. Seems alright. Next. Okay. Alright, so for now I took the original battery, just in case maybe it needs the original battery. Connect the battery to your airframe. So confirm all safety, press the start button. Okay, so we press the start button and it becomes a battery not connected. Connect the battery to your airframe. Alright, so we connect the battery to our airframe. Okay, and here wait for AC calibration beeps. Press the stop button. Okay, so you press the stop button. Wait for the AC confirmation beeps and disconnect the battery. So now we disconnect the battery. So, okay, we disconnect the battery. Okay, battery got disconnected. Now we press next. Now we remove all props and you wanna put the glasses on probably. Okay, next. Okay, so it says neutral rate for this motor. Press the start button below and slide the slider to the right until it just starts to spin stable. Okay, so we press start and we're looking for the okay, so nothing spinning, so I guess I have to spin stop, so press start, stop, start, stop. Ah, okay, so here's the thing, you still need to connect the battery for this step because we're calibrating, I guess, the motors. So here we connect that, and now is when we need to do start. Okay, alright. Okay, so this one gonna be 1030, 1042, 1050, 1047, nope, nope, my guess it's 1050. Okay, so this one is 1050. Okay, so we go to the next one. So I guess we are looking for 1050 or so. Oh, no, 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 no. 1048, stop, start. 1046. 1046. Okay, that one spins at 1046. Nope, doesn't spin. 1048, stop. You know, I will set them to 1048. Let's see. Let me see if I can set it on 1048 on this one too. Stop. Nope. So let's do 1050. Stop. Now this one is gonna be also 1050. Well, no, 1048. Okay. Keep clicking next. This one we're gonna start and go to 10, 10, 10, 36, stop. Nope, 10, 10, 48, stop. Start. Okay, this one even spins at, nope, doesn't spin anymore. 10, 46, stop. Nope. 10, 40, no, 8, 8, stop. Power repair. Okay, so okay, so start. Okay, so 1048 for that one as well. Let's go to the next. Let's slide it immediately to 1048. Okay, stop. This one sounds a bit alright, so let's keep going next. And here, Hobby King, blackout. So here you wanna basically set it to whatever you think is the okay. So we're looking for something that's similar to what we have here. It's probably going to be Emacs Nighthawk because you know what? No, not really. This is 50 by 30, so it's 50 by 3. So I need to look at the prop 50 by 3. Look at the prop that says closest to. No, definitely not that. Definitely not this. Perfect. Yeah. Sure. 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 Yeah. All right. No problem. Thanks. Okay, same guy keeps calling me about the soldering, the best soldering thing to do. So here, probably this 30 Mobius. So it's gonna have a Mobius on it. It got the 5030. What's the ESC on it? I'm not really sure the ESC. Well, yeah, let me try the ZMR at 250 because that's the only one that has 5030. Yeah. So okay, so let's see. Keep next. Narrate to save. Okay, so we say save. Okay. Okay, so now is the tricky part. Let's set up the transmitter. Let's see if it's gonna
Welcome
work.
to OpenTX.
So set up transmitter.
Throttle warning.
Arming setting are now set to almost disarmed for your settings. Okay. So here we keep clicking next. Normal transmitter for fixed wing or quad. Okay, so that's me. Nope. Okay, like that. So I choose Acro, normal transmitter for fixed wing or quad. So we keep clicking next. Mode 2, mine is mode 2, my throttle and rudder on the left. Throttle and aileron on the left, or the rudder on the left. Rudder is left and right, aileron. No, mine is mode 2 or mode 4. Rudder. Let's see, is this a rudder or it's not a rudder? Okay, by the way, could be mode 2, could be mode 4. On my Touring gear I actually set it to being mode 4. So let's see if mine is mode 2 or 4. For most of you guys it's gonna be either 2 or 4. So let's see, mode 2, mode 2 or 4. Okay, so throttle, aileron. Okay, so for me channel 1 is throttle, channel 2 is aileron, channel 3 is elevator, and channel 4 is a rudder. So my assumption is throttle and aileron is on the left. That's what I'm thinking. So mine is probably mode 4. So let's see next. Okay, so this one we move. And now I move left and right. And now I'm moving up and down. And now I'm moving left and right. Okay, flight mode. Okay, accessory. Accessory. Nope. 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 Maybe this one. Yeah. That's my accessory. That's my other accessory. Nope. That's not another accessory, so let's see if... Nope. Nope. Nope, not that. Not that. Nope, not that. Let me straighten out everything here. That, maybe that. Nope. 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 Nope, not that. Do I even have accessory set up here? Let me see. Okay, hold on 1 second. So this is not it for sure. This is the flight mode. This is not that, not that, not that, and definitely not this. Okay. So if we go into the okay, so that's channel 3, right? The channel 4 right here. Okay, so channel 4. Okay, and I need the channel 7 to work. So channel 7. Okay, so that's channel 6. That's channel 6, the one that's they made accessory. And channel 7. Oh, that's channel 10 right there. It says channel 10. Okay, what's that? That doesn't attach to anything. That doesn't attach to anything. Here, channel 7 right there. Oh no, I need channel 8. My channel 8 is where it's connected, so let's see. You know, I don't think there is anything on channel 8. Yep, nothing. Okay, so we say page again. We go to menu, we go to page, and we go to page, and we go to page, and another page. Okay, and so here, channel 8 right there. And channel 8, it says is LS. What's LS? LS? Ah, left S, okay. Well, here, exit that. I don't think that's LS. I think it might be something else. Here, let's see what's on the next page. Ooh, okay, so go back to one page back. Okay, so here, don't touch the inputs page right here. Keep going to the next page, and here on channel 8 it says SF. SF is right here. So for some reason the SF doesn't work. So let me change it to enter, edit, and let's make it SA. Right there, SA. Okay, so enter, exit, 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 and now we do SA. You know, I don't think it's even connected then, accessory, because okay, so now channel 8 is working fine, and here channel 8 is connected to that other piece. That's channel 8. Okay, so let me see one more time. Okay, so that's channel number 3, that's number 4, that's 2, and that's 1. Okay, so what's channel 5? Channel, oh, okay, so my guess, well, right here is channel 5. Channel 5 is the flight control mode. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. And the channel 6 is this guy. Okay, so the thing is, we don't have that accessory number 1 at all here. So doesn't matter what you do here, you just say next and basically skip it. And you don't really have this one either, because just wanted to double check, maybe we do have it, but nope, 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 nope. So yeah, if it shows here, but basically we don't have it. We don't have the accessory 1, and we don't have accessory 2. Okay, that's next one ready. So please center all controls and trims and press next one ready. So okay, so let's see. Okay, all right. Okay, so we have to center everything, and here center. and this guy is center, and wait, that's center, that's center, that's center, and then press next. Okay. Okay, move all the sticks to their maximum. Okay, as you can see here, this guy is reversed, so when I move it this way, that guy goes that way. So that's not a great thing to have. Alright, so now let's move this guy. Okay, this guy is also reversed on the channel number 2 here. Okay, now accessory 1 is fine. Flight mode like that, and like that. So now for me, what I need to do, I need to reverse those guys. I need to reverse this guy, and I need to reverse that guy. So this is the channel number 4. Channel 4 needs to be reversed, this one. And channel number 2 needs to be reversed. So let's see if we can reverse them here. Okay, menu. Okay, page, here, exit. Menu, page. Next one. Okay, so here. So channel number 2 needs to be reversed, so we go down, we press enter, we press enter, we press edit, and we say 100 here. Oh, okay, so here 100. Okay, so press enter, enter. So exit, exit. Alright, so now this one is moving properly here. Like that, the way it's supposed to move. Okay? Alright, so now let's reverse the other channel. So we exit out of this page. We go to, so that was channel number 2, and we need to reverse the channel number 4. We go into the channel number 4, press enter, press edit, and here we need to set it minus 100. So we set it to minus 100, like that. We press enter, and now let's see if it's, yep, it moves. It moves together with the stick. So now that everything is set, we press exit, 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 and that's the setting basically on my mixer. Page 10 of 64 or 6 of 12. So we press exit and keep going here. Okay, press next. Okay, so you might not even want to reverse it in your radio, you might want to just reverse it here, right here. So yeah, maybe it's easier just to press a couple of buttons here and reverse it then. Check below and picture Mimixy sticks movement. Okay, so it's all good. It's all picture. Yep. Yep. Okay. Next. Arm airframe using throttle off and Alright, so my arming is yeah, right. That's my arming right here. Or maybe it's gonna be roll right. No, I'm just probably gonna do roll right is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's how I usually enable it. It's like that. That's the roll right. And I usually do like that, but I guess this is to arm, this is to disarm. Like right here. Arm, disarm. Okay? Okay, so we save it here. Okay, save again. Let's see if we can arm it.
Armed.
Was it armed? Okay, so to disarm it, you just basically put it like that. Okay, like that. That's the disarm. Right? Yeah, that's disarm. That's arm.
Armed.
And that's spinning, and that's disarm. That's disarm basically. So that's called roll right, like this way. That's the arming. So let's see. That's saved. And flight mode switch setting. So basically I only have position switch in one. So my position switch only works for position 1 and position 2. Okay, so flight mode. Nothing here. Alright, so stabilize 1 is altitude. Altitude, axis lock. Okay, rate, thrust as manual. I would really like to have the altitude hold, but I'm not sure if this one has a barometer on it. So, but still, I'm gonna do altitude hold, and here we're gonna have the axis lock, and I will test to see if it's gonna work for the altitude hold or not. So let's save it here. Oh, here's the flight mode count. We only have 2 right there. 2 is the flight mode count. Now the RC inputs, that's on my throttle right here. Okay. Roll is that's a yaw, that's not a roll. That's a roll right here. Perfect, yeah. Okay, so flight mode, we got number 2. This is number 1. This is 2. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but okay. Okay. What does PVM means? Power channel 6. Okay. Okay. So I guess we all set here. Output all seems to be set. Yeah, we don't really have gimbals. Okay, so everything seems to be alright. So what we do is we disconnect it. Okay, so we close the open pilot. We wanna shut down the power here, remove the power from here. Alright. Okay, so now what we wanna do is we wanna put the props on the motors. And I'm gonna put the white to the front and back to the back, so that I will know where the front and where is the back. So this one, it's actually gonna be spinning that way. I was thinking they rip me off in terms of the props. So here's this guy gonna be spinning that way, like that way. It's almost touching the. Come on, how would you build something like that if it doesn't even want to go in here? Nice and tight. That's what I like. Here we build it like this way. Okay. So don't over tighten it, just like slightly. Okay. And let's do this guy. Oh, and try not to power up your Yashin without this antenna, because if you will try to power it up without that antenna, you will screw up the transmitter and it's not going to be showing any picture. It's almost touching the. In high wind, it might even touch the frame right here. Dangerous, dangerous stuff. So here. Okay. Wonderful. Nice. Nice and tight. Okay. You know what? I'm probably gonna put some Loctite on it, because I had some props coming up on me back in the days. So this prop is gonna be rotating. Come on. Okay, wonderful. And this prop. Nope. Okay. Now you should understand that the front, the props are rotating this way. So the blade is upward this way. So basically air moves here and goes into the bottom. So this is the way how the prop rotates front, and this is the back. Okay. So like that. So the prop has to gain air like that, so it moves like that. There it moves like this. So where is my Loctite? Somebody took my Loctite away. Horrible. This sucks. No, nobody took it away, it just it's hard to find out where it's at. Yeah. Okay, no Loctite this then. Let's oh, by the way, I have a 1.3, this is 1.5, they look pretty much identical. This one, the Turnigy is actually even heavier, 20 to 30 amps. I might even try to fly this guy. We will see. This one is bigger than this one. Yeah. So that's the battery, that's the original one. So yeah, let me screw this guy back in. And let's screw this guy in there. Don't overdo it. Because this is plastic. And that plastic is gonna... Okay, so alright, so I think we're all ready to fly. Let's see if it's gonna stabilize the here. First of all, oh wait, let's put the battery in. I was so eager to start flying. Now again, here we have to put some tape on it so that it would hold on to the strap a bit better. And also, because of the crash, I don't want it to be broken. I want to put some tape right here on the front. And not only that, I don't want the USB port to be broken on the sheen. So for it not to break, I would like to put a pad. Because in a crash, that battery gonna ram into that USB port full force here, like that. So we're gonna put it like that and put some tape on top. Like that. And we're pretty much all set. Okay. So this we only need when we're flying. I know what we probably might end up using it right now. So let's see. Goes inside. Goes under the strap. Alright. And okay, secure it in place. Oh, needs to be touching the VGA port. Okay, so that's in place, that's secure. And here what we want to do is secure this guy and this guy, so that they won't be flying all over the place. So, okay, let's put those guys here, those guys here. Let's power this guy up. Okay.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Okay. Now this is on-off switch for the lights, on-off. Let's see if any other lights are working or not here. No. Basically I want to check and see maybe one of those auxiliary switches is going to be working or not. Nope. Nope. So nothing else is really. So I don't know what that last one is for, because it doesn't respond to anything. So maybe if I put it to off, maybe I can turn it on. Yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Okay. So here, figure it out. So when this guy is on off, on and off, that last channel, we can basically set it up so that the lights will turn on. Yeah? No? Oh yeah, right here. Alright, had to go through everything again, through the setup again, and put it on mode 2 instead of mode 5, instead of mode 4, and I want to see if it's gonna actually fly in that mode. So here, again, nothing changed, and I also disconnected that extra cable that's for the lights. Maybe that had anything to do with anything. And the arming I also changed to the roll up or down, whatever, I don't remember already. So here, so basically didn't want to arm. Let's see if it's gonna be arming right now. I don't want it to slide out of it. So this strap is basically to secure it from sliding out. So we connect it here. Okay, let's hope it's gonna fly, and let's hope it's gonna fly correctly. Because again, I was experimenting with different mode. So again, instead of right, I am activating it by pressing down, and it doesn't tell me anything if it's activated or not, but if I give a little throttle, it's actually responds. I was thinking it's supposed to give me like beeps, like beep 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 something. So let's see. Okay, so right now I'm testing if it's gonna go forward and backwards. So that's forward, that's back. So back and forward works. Now I want to see if it's gonna go left and right. So it doesn't want to go left or right. Okay, actually it's all fine. So instead of mode 4 in the setup, make sure you're gonna set mode 2. And I set the roll down to be power up. So let's see if it's gonna take off. There we go. So it flies. I mean, again, to shut it down, the interesting thing, I have to actually move the rudder upwards like that. And it also doesn't give me any beeps or anything, so now they see that rudder is disconnected. Okay, so the default channel, to my understanding, is 46. 4 is the frequency and 6 is the channel on RSC 832, and that's basically the image you get. It's not so much whited out, it's just whited out because my settings on the camera are a bit extreme here. So basically you could see on the top there is the voltage, channel, and that's pretty much it. So that's the most basic setup there is. The battery pretty much the same as in the drone. So you can pretty much watch how it flies. The transmitter is the only thing is it doesn't do any voice. Okay, and that's the way I land on the couch. So, but yeah, again, video transmitter, everything works fine. That's the most powerful transmitter there is. And if you have one of those receivers, it's all gonna be perfectly peachy. Thanks for watching. Come on over and let's